So, a lot of people right now are probably feeling a little bit fearful, anxious, angry, not sure what's going to happen. They're feeling lost. Um, and yeah, there's a lot of fear going around, which is not surprising. And it's an okay place to be. Um, we're all at the place where we just need to be, and there's no judgment on that at all. Um, Even if for me, it's a really good thing that's happening. That's just where I am. And I just wanted to say that when I was going through really difficult times, I went through a really, really hard time quite a few years ago. I got into dire money problems, and I was just so frightened. To be times I would just be on the floor crying, thinking, "What am I going to do? I'm going to lose my house. How am I going to feed my kids?" And it was a really frightening time because I was really on my own, and I was on my own because I had to find the solutions for it. And the way I ended up getting through that, there was a couple of ways. One was to really go into the worst case scenario. So I thought, okay, what am I really frightened of here? What's really at the bottom of all this fear? And I thought, my God, if I can't feed my kids, I'm going to lose my house. I can't pay the bills. I can't pay the rent. I'm going to lose my house. And I think that wouldn't have been so bad if I was on my own, but I had my two girls with me at that time as well. I thought, okay, that's my worst thing. I'm going to lose my house. I'm going to be homeless with two kids. So I thought, okay, what's the worst that can come into it? Well, what's the solution? The girls can go to their dads. He would be, okay to look after them while I was getting myself out of this. Okay, the girls would go there. And me, well, I'm sure, I could come and stay at somebody's home just for a short time until I got myself back on my feet. That I would, somebody would help me out. And when I got to that solution, when I realised, well, there's a solution to this, I'm not going to be on the street. And even if I did get on the street, I began to think, okay, if I'm on my own on the street, how would I be? Well, it was springtime. I was happy. I thought, well, I've got the biggest garden possible. I would find my way. I've still got work. And I really had to get to my place where I could almost be happy living in a box. That sounds really sad. I know that sounds really sad, and it could be really worrying for some people to hear that. But I had to get myself to that point where I had to be happy with what could happen. And at that moment, the fear just disappeared, because then I thought, well, why am I worried? That there's nothing to be worried about, because there's a solution to it. So that was one way. It's really going into the what's the worst that can happen, and to keep going and find a solution for everything that comes up, so that you really identify what you're really frightened of. At the moment, it could be, I'm frightened of not having any food. I'm frightened of not being able to pay the bills. I'm frightened that I don't know what's going to happen. So in that case, not good enough food. I am sure there's going to be a lot of people that could be in this situation, and I think there could be a lot of rallying around of people that are going to end up helping each other, of sharing things from vegetable plots, or things that you do have that neighbours have. I really believe that in the situation that's coming, that's going to really pull a lot of people together, and there's going to be solutions. People are going to end up going out and helping people, whether it's leaving food on the end of the end of the garden so people can come and pick up. For me, I think if that happened to me, I know I've got a big trust. I've got a lot of trust that things happen and things will arrive. I really believe deeply in the universe, but if I didn't, I think I would either put something out on Facebook, or I would leave a note on the wall of my house saying, I don't have any food left. I don't have any money left. Can somebody please help me? Can somebody please leave me a bag of pasta in this box? And I think in this time and age, it's getting past that pride, and knowing that everybody is going to know somebody right now that's going to be in that situation, and I think we're all going to end up pulling together. Pay the bills. I don't know about in your country, but I know in France, bills and mortgage payments have been stopped because I know that people can't do it, and the companies, my goodness, they have enough money right now to put payments on hold for 2 months. And I also think, telephoning companies, if that's not happening in your country, phone the companies and say, look, I don't have a job, I've lost my job because of this situation, help me. And I can't think what the other situation was going to be. Losing food, we had to pay the bills. We don't know what's coming. So we can't worry about it. We don't know what's coming, so it could be good, but it could be bad. But all we need to know right now is right now. And in those moments, the only way to really be present is to really go out in nature and look really deeply at a flower. That's what I do. I go really into nature. I take pictures with my camera of a flower. And doing that, I find it really brings me into the present moment, and it helps me forget all my worries. And once we get in that moment, use your 5 senses. Okay, what can I hear? What can I smell? What's immediately around me? And that brings you right to the moment where you realise, well, right now, everything is fine. And right now, that is all we really know. 2 weeks ago, we had no idea this was coming up. And we have no idea what's going to come up tomorrow, what's going to come in a week. So all we can relive, this is really teaching us to be present. And just to be happy in that moment and find that one piece of light you can hold on to. Whether it's being able to put food in your mouth, whether it's hearing your kids laugh, whether it's playing with your cat or seeing the blue sky, or even that you can breathe. It's small things like that, which takes me onto another video I need to do on gratitude. So that's one thing. And then the other way to deal with all these negative emotions is to look at the situation, about the virus. And it's okay, this is a situation. In itself, it's neither good nor bad. It's just a situation. There's many ways we look at it. It's like if you look at a pot of jam, if we sat on opposite ends of the table looking at the same pot of jam, we would not see the same image. One would see the ingredients, one would see the name, the other one would see the fruit, and it's the same with this situation. It's just something. It's not born good or bad, it just is. And it's our spin on it that makes it negative or positive. And that's, it's basically judgment. We're judging the situation of being how we think it's going to be, throwing filters. And it's taking that situation thinking, okay, what's the other ways I can look at this? And you imagine yourself looking at the situations, that jam pot around the table, and turning around that table thinking, okay, if I change spaces, what else can I see in this situation? What are other people seeing? Switch off the news, switch off the politicians. You don't need to any of the details, numbers, nothing. All you need to know is, okay, what do I need to know in my country? I can't go out. I need a piece of paper to go out. I can't see my neighbour. Okay, what can I do? That's all you need to know right now. And look at it and just think, okay, does somebody else have a different point of view than I do? Does that help me feel better? Yes. Then try and go with that point of view. It makes you feel worse, ignore it. Oh my God, ideas just coming into my head like crazy right now. I need to do another video on that as well, on emotion, on going for the more positive, the negative, on why that's going to help you. But really, at the end of the day, it's, as I said, the two biggest things for helping with these fears is going into them and identifying them and go for the worst case scenario, and then find a solution or look at them differently. You can also write it out. write out all your fears on a piece of paper, because in your head they go round and round and round, and there's like a snowball. You know, it starts as a snowflake, and before you know it, you've got this massive snowball. And in your head it's not clear because there's so many filters coming up, there's so many doubts and all your little voices. And once you write it out and get it out of you, your head just feels so much clearer. And when you actually look at the piece of paper thinking, what was I worrying about? This is nothing. You know, there's a solution here. And of course there's also meditation as well. As an active meditation, silent meditation, it can be gardening, it can be doing a mandala. There's other ways of that, another podcast for me to do. Oh my god, there's so many things coming through to me right now. But it's, you know, just accept that where you are, and don't try to ignore them, because these feelings are normal, and it just means that something is not right centered within you, that needs to be worked and addressed on. And these negative emotions are just little lights to say, look, help me, I need to deal with this. And that's all it is. There's nothing bad or nothing good about it. It's just literally where you are. If you want any more help, you know, I can talk one-to-one. I do sessions as well to help you. But just let me know how that sits with you, and just know that we're all going to come out of this changed, completely changed. And I really believe it's going to be changed for the better. So take care.